Talking about the Indian government here, so can we reduce corruption through AI systems in the public sector governance?
That it's not only about corruption in government actually. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि मैं और आप भी corrupt हो सकते हैं, है ना? These kind of technologies help you identify the frauds and also proactively stop those frauds.
Are the global AI leaders looking at India as a market to sell their products in AI? Or are they looking at us as collaborators?
We are biggest market for anyone. Focus I see during the India AI event and the mission what they are doing for last 2 years now. I think they look us as a collaborator now.
What exactly are the areas in public sector where we are willing to invest our national money in?
The recent announcement GPU that itself is a 10,000 CR investment just to make AI available for India, for the startup, for the schooling and everything.
Data says that in India, there's an uprise in the workplace love affairs.
There's nothing bad about it. If there are two people who are qualified, who are educated, mature enough, okay, they can definitely mature their relationship.
In a world full of AI commentary, he builds what really matters. He is both a strategist and an executionist. He has led cloud and AI conversations across enterprises and public ecosystems. Today, on Leaders Unscripted, we have Jitender Mehta, Head Systems Engineering, India Government and PSU Business. We ask him some difficult questions that most leaders avoid. Jitendra, thank you so much for coming to Leaders Unscripted podcast, and we are very happy to have you today.
Thank you so much, Divya. Thank you.
With your gigantic experience in AI and cloud transformation, let me now begin with the first question, which is that at the India AI Summit 2026, do you think now the global inflection point has transitioned from mere dialogue to a real demonstrable impact?
Definitely. See, the first of all, if you look at the India AI event itself, everyone is talking about that event, correct? And I would call it before and after India AI event. That's how, like, if we should look at the India AI journey or the AI journey in India, a lot has changed. I have experienced this myself during the event. I was there for 2 days. The way they have set up the complete innovation centers, there are different booths. Almost every tech company from the world was there. Lots of foreign delegates, ministers, and the focus from Indian government towards the India AI event was like great. Okay, I liked it personally, and I was proud when I was there. And especially the huge credit goes to the people who are managing India AI mission, and there are bureaucrats like Mr. Abhishek Singh who is leading that. And I personally have seen him doing lots of other initiatives as well, but this one is like literally great. So I think this particular event will change the perspective about India. It will definitely make a huge impact globally, as well as to the common man or the any engineer who is currently doing BTech or anyone who is studying right now will see that yes, we can do something in AI right now. And it's not only about just using AI. With these kind of innovation centers, innovation hub, they will also dream about building something new. So that's what I believe.
Amazing. Being an Indian citizen, I think I myself feel a lot proud.
Yeah. So my driver, when we were using cab there, so driver asked, like, can I go to India AI event? See, that's the impact this mission has made to citizen of India.
Amazing, amazing. So, So Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, he said that inclusive technology is for everyone, and that's our goal. During a plenary session, he said that. So, what does exactly the inclusive technology mean in this concept?
See, from global perspective, I think what Mr. Modi was trying to say that the technology what is being built by Silicon Valley should be adopted, should be used by the other countries. Okay, but from an India perspective, inclusive is a very, very important term. Okay, because if you look at India as a country, it's a very diverse country. So people says every 3 hours the food will change, the language will change, the people will change, correct? And it's very important that whatever technologies we are developing can be used, adopted by the every citizen of India. Okay, end of the day, we're making it not making only for the metros, we're making it for the complete India, and it's very diverse. And that's where we need technologies which can be used into their own languages, their own ways and meanings. That's what I think the inclusivity was what Mr. Modi was trying to say in terms of India context. And I think that India was already working in that direction. Okay, there is a foundation layer for this inclusivity is already there in terms of the other missions like National Language Transmission Mission. There's a mission that is Bhashini is a product of NLTM. So Bhashini is a product which ministry has built, the government has built, which talks about all vernacular languages. Okay, when I say the vernacular languages, there are languages as less popular like Konkani or like Kangdi. So these kind of languages also are there, or they were building it. The last when I was engaged with them, they were building these kind of a languages thing. I'm sure these are already there, but you can use Bhashini for any speech to text, or I think text to speech, anything can be done. And it's a very interesting story about Bhashini also. Okay, I would like to share that. So in Bhashini, they launched an initiative called Bhasha Dan. Wow. Okay, so Bhasha Dan is something like if I'm from Rajasthan, I want to talk about my own Marwari languages, or if I know Punjabi, I want to donate my language. So I can do that, the different lingo or whatever. So you can go on their website, you can just say Bhasha Dan, and you could have done that. Like, so similar way, if anyone understand Odia or whatever regional languages they understand, they can just donate their languages. That's how they created the complete data set around the languages. Great work being done for Bhashini. Yeah.
Okay, so on the same lines, are the global AI leaders looking at India as a market to sell their products in AI? Or are they looking at us as collaborators in developing these solutions?
See, end of the day, everyone is doing business. I think we are biggest market for anyone, and we know the reason. We are 1.4 billion people actually. We are definitely a big market for any company. But the kind of focus I see during the India AI event and the mission, what they are doing for last 2 years now, I think they look us as a collaborator now, because we are not just consuming space for them. India AI mission itself has kind of democratized GPUs, because under any generative AI or a large AI models, whatever, you need processing power.
Yes.
Okay, and we call that GPU. Okay. The GPU price what we have in India from a government for a young startup is as low as 65 rupees. Okay, that is the most economical across the world. You cannot get that economical GPUs. Okay, and that too is available for any startup. If let's say example, you want to start an AI company tomorrow and you want to do something around generative AI or AI, you can just go apply on Mighty's website. I'm really not sure about the complete process, but there are ways and means to get the GPUs. There is a tech committee which will evaluate you, and then they will provide you the required GPU, and they will provide the support. And it's not only GPU, and if you need guidance, coaching from Mighty, the people who are responsible for it, and they are also available there.
Perfect. So if we talk about collaboration at a global scale from India Inc., then what exactly are the areas in public sector where we are willing to invest our national money in?
See, it's okay, interesting question. So if you look at from an investment perspective, I think this being announced in recent event as well, that's primarily around infrastructure. Okay, that should be the first thing, and that's already government is doing. The recent announcement around, like I told you about GPU, that itself is a 10,000 CR investment just to make AI available for India, for the startup, for the schooling and everything. Similar way, I think there are further investments coming into the infrastructure space, and only because of that investment, we have Sarvam.ai kind of initiatives or the models what they launched in last 3-4 days. Similar way, like I remember this, the Tech Mahindra has launched the Hindi language specific large language model. Similar way, I think the Qualcomm, Tata, also these people are also investing a lot. Adani and Jio as well. I'm not sure if you know about IOTA as a organization, but I know Mr. Sunil Gupta, who is the CEO of IOTA. we used to call him the poster boy of GPUs in India. Okay, he literally brought those GPUs in India. Actually, I am very impressed the way Sunil sir has done all that stuff. But he made GPUs available. And I think there are lots of investment going in infra space, and then our startups are leveraging that infra to make their products. So that's one space. Yeah. What else we can think of from an investment perspective? I think one thing what our leaders are talking about, the industry leaders, that we should not chase building our own large language models. It's already being done, I think. Okay. But we need to make sovereign AI available. Okay, sovereignty is something what we should do, and for that, obviously, infrastructure investment is going on. And on top of that infrastructure, we can bring any kind of a large language model and use it for citizen of India.
Yeah. So India has been largely traditionally an agricultural country. So do you see any kind of implementation happening in the agricultural sector?
Yeah. Already, actually, it's been years where they are using artificial intelligence into agriculture space. There are different technology, not only AI perspective. While if you have seen that they do these kind of thing like soil testing, they are using this into the cattle insurance. Okay, there's a very interesting use case into the cattle insurance. Recently I was reading about it. So what they do is like for us, we have Aadhaar, you know that. Okay, the unique identity what we carry with our fingerprints or our facial expression. Okay, but for animals, especially from a cattle perspective, they have this moose. Okay, and that particular is unique. Okay, only with the help of AI, they are identifying the cattle. Okay, and when they are doing insurance for cattle, they are recording those moose prints for them, and when they are going for the claims, they are identifying or matching with the moose prints. Okay, so that's how they're creating a unique identification for cattle as well. So that's a very good use case. A part of that, obviously, from other agriculture perspective, drones are being used a lot actually. Okay, drone obviously is a different technology, but just by using AI on top of it, they can do better analysis about the crop, and then the weather prediction is another thing which is very critical. It's not only for agriculture, overall from a weather prediction, the AI is being used a lot, and then obviously in the back end there are machine learning and other algorithms. But yes, there are lots of use cases in agriculture space.
Perfect. We are really looking forward to the implementation of such use cases in our country. So, coming back to the AI Impact Summit, so we all saw on stage that the Open AI and Anthropic CEO's weird moment that happened. So, what was our Prime Minister trying to do with that joint hands unity picture?
See, I think it was a stage where all the world leaders were there. So I think our Prime Minister was just telling everyone that we are together in this, we are united in this particular mission, and which is the right thing to do actually. And particular to OpenAI and Anthropic CEOs not joining their hand. I'm really not sure about it, okay, but I'm sure you know that Anthropic CEO is ex OpenAI, okay. That might be one reason, or maybe it's just a one particular moment where
they kind of understand what to do.
Yeah, they didn't understand what they should do at this stage. They should shake hands or not, or they are competition to each other. But I think future is all about collaboration. If you look at it from a cloud perspective, there used to be a huge competition between these cloud service providers, okay? But in last few years, you will see that they are shaking hands with each other. In December 2025, Google and AWS started interconnect with each other. That means that without any egress, when I say egress, the network charges to each other, okay, while moving the data. That project has already launched between GCP and AWS. Similar way that Oracle has already launched multi-cloud, or they are keeping their technology in AWS, Azure and GCP data center. Okay, so earlier they were compete to each other. They were not sharing all that stuff, but now they are collaborating because and that is important from a end user perspective. that you able to use any technology freely. Okay, similar way I'm sure that future will come when then OpenAI and Anthropic will also work in collaboration with each other. It's just a moment, I think, and we should just ignore it and just move on with this.
Or maybe just laugh at it
Just
and
laugh
let
at
it
it, yeah,
go.
yeah, and then move on.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So, from the India Inc. perspective, are we ready to take a pioneering step into the AI implementation strategy globally? Can you let us know 2, 3 use cases at a global level where we can take a step forward and do some leading work from India?
Okay, so if you look at from a, so I'll take you 2 steps back. Actually, let's look at the digital transformation journey for India. Actually, and I'll only talk from a public sector perspective. There are lots of enterprise use cases also, because the way, let's talk about enterprise first. The way we have the e-commerce in India, no one else in the world have those kind of capabilities. There may be reason behind it, okay, but no one could succeed in that. Okay. Like if you have any friend who lives outside India and if he comes to your house, and they'll be literally shocked to see that you get the products at your home in couple of minutes.
They do
10,
actually
15,
get
30 minutes.
shocked.
Yeah, correct. Similar way, the kind of digital transformation we have done in public sector. Okay. Look at the UPI. Okay. That is going everywhere right now. Look at the education platform Diksha. Okay. During the COVID time, that was the only platform which used by school from a learning perspective. Look at the CoWIN, the way we have done CoWIN, the digital certificate, or DigiLocker. Okay, so these kind of a products, or from Aadhaar itself is a big major thing. These kind of products are the projects which we now call DPI, digital public infrastructure, where we are practically leading across the world. We literally led them from the front. Okay, no one else have these kind of capabilities in world. Okay. But from AI perspective, these products have started adopting generative AI now, or artificial intelligence and Gen AI, both the capabilities. So when we take these products outside India, these DPIs to other countries, we're definitely leading them with the technology transformation as well as from an artificial intelligence perspective. That there is one space where I believe that we kind of lagged is having our own large language models in comparison to what US and what China have. But definitely that is one space. But it happened. So we need to think that how do we make best use of what we have. We have world's largest data. We have world's largest population, which is our strength. And let's just focus on that and make ourselves leader into that space.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about data in the public sector, or talking from the Indian standpoint, who owns the data of the Indian citizens?
Okay. See, these definitions were never there actually. We were kind of, as a citizen, as an individual human being, we were always confused. Okay. So if there is a data which we are keeping on a public system, so it's definitely responsibility of those particular organization or people who are giving us that services. Okay. So let's say example, if you are using Aadhaar, so Aadhaar as a team, UIDAI as a team is responsible for that data to ensure that data is safe and not going anywhere. Okay. And if data is on mobile, then I am responsible for my own data. Correct. So there are different stakeholders for different data. Last year, I think the last year DPDP Act was finally released, and it clearly gives you the guidelines that who owns the data and who is responsible for what kind of data should be shared, what kind of data cannot be kept on public cloud, or what other security parameters should be there around it. Okay. So it changes the way we use. Actually, there are certain information which we are responsible. It's a shared responsibility. We can't just say that government is responsible for all the data. Okay. If you're putting your Aadhaar number publicly available somewhere and you're sharing it on a WhatsApp message or sending openly with anyone,
then no one else is responsible.
No one else
It's
is
your own
responsible. Correct. So that's those kind of mistakes we were making. Now we are aware of it, and mano ya na mano, government is making us aware about it. And there is very good example on this is, if you have noticed RBI's advertisement, which Amitabh Bachchan generally used to do earlier. I'm not sure who's doing it now, but see like how much efforts they are making us to make us aware. Yeah, yes. That कि ये चीज fraud है, या इन चीजों पे मत ध्यान दीजिए, या इस तरह से. So there are lots of effort from a ecosystem perspective. We need to make ourselves aware. These awareness are there into the metro cities. Yeah, But in tier 2 and tier 3, I think I would say that tier 2 is also aware. I think it need to go at tier 3 level, and government is trying their job. It's our responsibility as a responsible citizen. We also need to make our families, our ecosystem aware that these kind of things you should do, you should not do.
Yeah, yeah. So, who will be responsible for the outcome of a decision that an AI system makes in public sector?
Okay. End of the day, people who are okay. So let's take an example. So if we talk about any AI solution being deployed into a public sector scheme, okay, the people once again I'll bring it back to the ownership of AI on the people who are deploying those models, okay, or deploying or providing those solutions. This is definitely their responsibility. But the problem is, can I bring one analogy here? Okay, I'll bring one analogy here. So when I think when aeroplane was launched in 1930s or sometime, Wright brothers were they launched it. Correct? They kind of consider innovator or whatever. So when they launched aeroplane, they knew that कि ये जहाज जब उड़ेगा इतने थर्स्ट पे उड़ेगा और इतना ऊपर जाएगा. करेक्ट. अब उसके बाद में ऐसा नहीं था कि जब ये 100 लोगों को लेके जाएगा तो ये 80 को ही ड्रॉप कर पाएगा और 20 को गिर देगा रास्ते में. ऐसा नहीं था. एंड व्हेन दे टुक इट टू FAA और whosoever were the authorities to approve that कि एरोप्लेन चल सकते हैं, कमर्शलाइज हो सकते हैं, they were 100% sure about it. 100% sure about it. But in AI space, we are not sure about it. So when you're asking me that who is responsible, we all are learning. These tech companies are also learning about it. Okay? Government is also learning about it. This is new for everyone. This technology is different. This was never done before. Correct? So we are really not sure. And with the time, I hope that people will learn more about it and slowly create rules and regulations. So obviously their guardrails are there. There are some guidance are there. But we do not have any act or kind of a law around it. Okay, and it may take some time, and then maybe I'll be able to give you the exact answer that who is exactly responsible if anything goes wrong into an AI. Yeah. So
So, okay, since we are talking about the Indian government here, so can we reduce corruption through AI systems in the public sector governance?
see, definitely. I think once again I'll take you to the recent example what happened. Okay, it's there in the social media. Okay. So what they are doing is it's about Hyderabad. I think this case is related with the biryani.
Ah,
Did you hear about
yes.
it? Okay. So what they are saying is there is some 60-70,000 crore ka fraud,
Yes.
and they identified only because of the models. When I say the machine learning or whatever AI they deployed or they used on these transactions, and they were able to identify that it's not only about corruption in government. Actually, we cannot say that everyone is corrupted. No, that's not the fact. Okay, and we cannot say only government is corrupt. ठीक है. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि मैं और आप भी करप्ट हो सकते हैं, है ना. एंड करप्शन की डेफिनेशन इज स्लाइटली डिफरेंट. वी शुड नॉट से दैट. सो बट येस, दीज काइंड ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजीज help you identify the frauds and also proactively stop those frauds. Okay, I think more than corruption, we should talk about that how do we make government services available to the remotest corner of India is something we should talk about, and making these services available as well as the people are aware about these with the help of these technologies. And if people are aware, the corruption will go down. Correct? So one of the major use case I have seen of artificial intelligence and generative AI in grievance space. Okay, there are grievance mechanism available, but with the availability of information on your mobile phone in your language, natural language, you can ask any kind of a question. Yeah. And you can ask them that is there any fees for this particular scheme, yeah, or if there are any charges about it. So if there are no charges about it, so the person who's asking for it, he cannot ask about it. Okay, so I think with making this information available to everyone, some corruption will go down automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And end of the day, it's intent and responsibility.
It's on you and me.
Yeah, it's a human being.
People like
Yeah.
you and me. Okay, so all right, understood that corruption is more of a concept which is, you and me can handle individually. But क्या हम कभी भी जुगाड़ माइंडसेट से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं? Because
हम
what
उसी
we
से ही
saw,
आगे बढ़ रहे हैं.
what we saw at Galgotia University, what happened?
See, see, I will not say that that was a jugaad actually. That was, in my own perspective, I'll give full benefit of doubt to the lady or to the professor there. Yeah. She may not be fully aware, okay, what she was talking about. But yeah, see, jugaad is definitely required. That was not jugaad conversation, okay. First of all, that was misinformation as per me. Jugaad is definitely required, and if you as I said, if you go to India AI event and see the 600 startups there, the way they are structuring their use cases, the unique use cases, कई बार ऐसा लगता है कि इन्होंने ऐसा सोचा भी कैसे, okay. There are very beautiful use cases and some of them only Indians can do, trust me, like because हमारे पास में वो है, मतलब तिकड़मबाजी दिमाग है हमारे पास में, those जुगाड़ things.
Using jugaad in a positive sense.
In a positive way, correct. From Golgotia perspective, I think the way things are going on, I'm not very very happy about it for that particular professor. She did whatever she was aware of, okay. But the way she's handling her communication, she was on media today as well, I think. And the way she responded back to the questions, and she accepted, she said that we made mistake and we'll learn from it. And I think we should just let it go.
There are a lot of things to let go from
Yeah,
this
it's
AI
very important.
summit.
See, that's one belief I have, that sometimes ignorance is a very important thing. So these kind of things can be ignored. Why to make fuss about it? No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jitendra, on one side, we have such a huge vision with AI implementation, and on the other side, we see basic struggle with cloud transformation. So, how do you see this?
See, I will, okay, whatever happened in the cloud space. See, cloud transformation is going on for last 10, 12 years now, maybe more than that, when AWS started this originally. I myself got certified like 2015, I got certified. It's like 11 years back, I certified myself in AWS. See, when we started cloud, or the company started cloud, it was not the cloud transformation they did. It's just the left hand shift. Okay. Like what we're doing in AI space right now, whenever there is a board meeting or a leadership meeting, any senior leader will ask for an AI impact, what we're doing in AI space. All of a sudden, a new project will start around the chatbot. And then the people will say that we'll use this large language model. We need these many GPUs and let's start this particular AI project. Okay. Similar thing happened when the cloud came in. People thought two things. One, that this is a cost saving exercise. Second, they just took यहाँ से उठाया वहाँ रख दिया, left hand shift. Okay. It was not a decision which business took. It was a decision which IT people took. But I think that's where हम लोगों ने कुछ गलतियाँ करी, and we are equally responsible for it because I've been doing cloud for a couple of years now. And like end user, when I say the organization as well as the tech provider, both are equally responsible for these kind of issues. So when we look at the real cloud transformation, we need to rethink about our strategy. Okay. And I would say that this doesn't start with the IT team. They start with the business team. First of all, the business team need to be involved and discuss that what exactly they want to achieve out of these migrations to cloud. Do they really need to migrate everything on cloud, or they need something on premise or with the private cloud? And with the DPDP Act, with the especially in the India context, okay, when there is lots of discussion around sovereignty, DPDP Act and all that, we need to rethink about our data strategy. That is point one. Okay. Point two is that do we really need different cloud for the different workloads? Okay. It's just that accidental that we are using every cloud in our organization. So that is very important thing when you're defining your strategy. People should think about multi-cloud, but they need to be fully sure that what all products, what all services they want to use, are they getting locked in for a particular cloud as well? Okay. What is their exit strategy? What is their FinOps strategy? Okay. All of a sudden that your CIO attended one good event in Mumbai somewhere, and one particular tech provider just impressed him on a particular technology, and the next day you've taken a call that will go with this cloud, is not the right way of doing it. Okay. And the most important thing, that while companies are investing in cloud, they need to invest in the people as well. Okay. You need right people who can guide you. You cannot just get influenced by the tech providers and just move into a particular cloud.
Absolutely. Yeah, I myself believe that people dimension is the linchpin of a sustainable
Correct.
transformation.
That's correct. Absolutely.
So since we've discussed so much of an impact that AI is going to bring, not just impact, it's going to be an ultimate disruption. Should people be worried about their employment?
So can I be honest with that? Okay. So yes, people should be worried about it. Okay. Uh, I personally believe that this is going to impact, and I would say this is already impacting. I'm sure you're tracking the news across media that multiple layoffs are happening. But there are some companies, maybe they are using AI as a shield to optimize themselves. Also, that might be the case. Okay, but I personally believe that AI is going to impact. Okay, there are certain roles which will go away. Okay, which are repeatable tasks, they will definitely go away. Technology this time is different. Okay, AI is fundamentally different than the other transformation happened into the last few years. We call internet as a transformation, we call mobile as a transformation, we call cloud as a transformation. But if you look at the time these technology changes has taken, I would say that cloud has taken 10-12 years, or mobile has taken 7-8 years, or whatever, or maybe more than that. But AI and the generative AI, especially since the generative AI being launched, it has taken few years. Okay, maybe 2 years, and all of a sudden the complete gamut around the jobs, about the use cases, about the business impact, about the AI as a strategy in every board meeting is there actually. Yeah, so it's definitely different, it's definitely going to impact. How do we tackle it? Something different.
Yeah, so it's a very high paced disruption
Definitely.
that AI
I,
is
I,
bringing
I
to the
strongly believe
industry.
in that. And when people says that कि हम देख लेंगे या कुछ
They
और
don't
कर
have
लेंगे,
time.
ऐसा नहीं होगा. Okay. And see, like, if you want to know about more that what is going to be impacted, there are ways to find about it. So how I learned about it is that you cannot watch a 30-second reel on any social media and find about these things. You need to watch those long 1.5 hour sessions given by the leaders from these large tech companies. There are professors from like I was watching one session from University of California, I think Mr. Professor Russell. He explained this in very detail, that what kind of roles will get impacted and how this will impact and how can you safeguard yourself also. Okay, there are good sessions available, good content available on the social media, especially on YouTube, where you can go and understand about the impact and how to safeguard yourself.
Absolutely. So we are primarily talking about upskilling our existing workforce.
Yes, see, everyone will say, you go on YouTube, everyone is talking about AI या जेन AI के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. आपको जेन AI के कंटेंट से ज़्यादा उनके पंडित मिल जाएंगे वहाँ पे. एवरीवन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट मैं जेन AI का गुरु हूँ और मैंने ये कोर्स लॉन्च किया है, प्लीज़ कम एंड ज्वाइन मी, एंड इट्स एज इकोनॉमिकल एज दैट. सी, अपस्किलिंग इज डेफिनेटली रिक्वायर्ड, बट मुझे लगता है कि ओनली टेक्नोलॉजी अपस्किलिंग विल नॉट हेल्प. ओके, देर आर द सॉफ्ट स्किल्स बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करने वाली हैं. द थिंग्स लाइक क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर्स, these kind of attitude behaviors will help more than just technology.
Absolutely.
Okay,
100%.
technology landscape has changed completely. आज से 10 साल पहले there used to be a, I'll go a little technical, there used to be a system administrator, storage administrator, there were specific people who were doing backup and network for you. But now you don't need those people. You don't need, literally you don't need coders these days. Yeah, if you understand the code a little bit, okay, you can literally manage the things with certain guidance. Obviously you can't just take away everything whatever the developers are doing. I don't believe that everything will just go away, but you need people who are journalists, who understand the things across the technology landscape. They have the business domain, and they also can think as a problem solver. Okay, so that's my perspective about the
Absolutely. I
changing.
think I would agree with you because having a range of skills from technology to owner's mindset, where there is a person who can critically think about the solution, the problem of the organization and solve it in the interest of the organization, that is something would be a most sought after skill.
Yeah, I would like to add one more thing here. Okay, see, when there are impact on the job space, yeah, but there are opportunity to build new. Okay, it's everywhere. world is talking about it, but especially in India, there is good support. Okay, there are support from government. Okay, there are large organizations who are happy to support the young startups people. Literally, trust me, in our gym, okay, there are conversations around that. If you know people who are making good AI products, I'm happy to invest in that.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
and anyone who is who got a any business or any high profile job, they are more than excited to invest into an AI company right now. Okay, so I think there is a great opportunity as well, and the kind of scale we have in India, we definitely should think more about build. And Mr. Modi also in his speech during the India event talked about this, that we should think about building more than just think about job and all.
Okay. So, from the Gen Z perspective, who are going to now enter into the workforce, is there any particular certification or skill that you recommend them to develop?
See, as such, there is no certificate actually. Okay, first of all, I think uh, first of all we need to come out of these mindset of certificates. Okay, these are important. I'm not against degrees and certificates. Yeah, definitely we would need degree, and they may not be good from a particular skill perspective, but they are good from the other aspect of it. Okay, so those things are good. If you're doing a certificate and you're spending 6 months, at least you learn how to stay focused on a particular thing. Okay, that's the important thing. I myself did a recent certificate from IIT Delhi. I spent good 7 to 9 months. जब 4 घंटे पढ़ना पड़ता है तभी आप focus कर पाते हो. Otherwise, you have habit of scrolling for 30 seconds. Correct? So, but as I said, there are two most important things. One is critical thinking, what we call it, and second is the problem solvers. If you can solve something, that means that you have a skill. और वो डेवलप होती है टाइम के साथ में. यू नीड टू इन्वेस्ट योर सेल्फ, यू नीड टू थिंक अबाउट इट, कीप योर फोन असाइड एंड थिंक अबाउट इट. एंड इफ यू कैन डू दैट काइंड ऑफ एफर्ट, then you can definitely build those skills.
It's like a mental muscle
Yeah,
that
it's
you have
definitely
to work on consistently.
correct.
Just
correct.
like the way you work
जैसे
on
हम
your
मैथ्स
physical
करते थे अपने
muscles in
टाइम
the
पे,
gym.
करेक्ट. So it's like maths. Okay, more you practice, more you will learn about it.
Absolutely. Great. So, do you think AI is also going to disrupt pride and joy at the workplace from an organizational culture perspective?
No, why you think that way? I don't think so, because how do we get pride and joy by developing something? I think with AI you'll get more pride and joy. Okay, see, if I work into a particular technology space. Okay, and earlier I used to be completely dependent on my team members for a particular tech presentation or something like that. I'm not dependent anymore. Okay, I will just use certain tools provided by my organization to me. I'll just leverage them, tell that particular the application, and ask certain information, convert that into PPT, and I myself will prepare it in 30 minutes maximum. And if I'm able to give right prompt, maybe less than that. Okay, and that brings me to the one certification which I should be telling the may not be certificate, but just learn how to do the prompt with generative AI. If you know how to do prompt, your lots of problems are solved.
Very nice. Yeah. That's one skill that Gen Z can
Yes,
learn.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That is the first skill they can start with.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great, great. Okay, so coming back to the organizational culture, from a Gen Z perspective, if they hear we are family, should that be considered as a red flag?
From a company perspective, if they are saying we are family, या देखो यार family नहीं होती है company के अंदर. I'm sorry to say that. See, and we don't need families in the company actually. Okay, I'll again bring one analogy here. Okay, so जब हमारे घर में कोई बड़ा function होता है, okay, whenever we're doing a large activity in our houses, we generally say हम 4-5 cousin, brother, दोस्त मिलके बोलते हैं let's work as a team and make it successful. So we bring team into a family. Yeah, that emotion, that attitude of a team is more important to family as well. Okay, let's work as a team. Correct. So why do we need family in a corporate team? Team itself is a strong emotion, or is a different thing altogether, where we can bring a way to work together to support each other. That itself is important. When people say that we are family, maybe intent is not bad from a leadership or from a company perspective. What they're trying to bring is the emotional connect. But maybe this can be worded better, that we are a strong team together and we are here for each other. अगर हम फैमिली हैं तो फिर हर किसी को प्रमोशन चाहिए, हर किसी को मिलना भी चाहिए, बिकॉज इन फैमिली यू ब्रिंग चॉकलेट फॉर एवरीवन, करेक्ट? So you can't give promotion to everyone there. That is point one. And you can't fire when you are in family. Family में तो कुछ भी हो, आपको हमेशा साथ रहना है. So in team you can't do that, correct?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Family नहीं हो सकता, but we can be a strong team which will help each other, stand with each other, support each other to grow. That is a better way of doing it.
100% agree. Yeah. And if Gen Z hears about resilience as a corporate jargon, is it please tolerate more pressure?
नहीं नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं है. Resilience is definitely needed, and but it also depends on the way organizations are structured, the way the what is the size of the company. बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे resilience depend करता है. But resiliency is a very important skill. Okay, it's definitely not about tolerating more. Okay, there are certain time when you are at a critical path of a particular project, then obviously you need to be resilient enough. Okay, but leaders should not take advantage of resiliency as कि इसी के ऊपर सब dump कर दिया जाए. That should not happen. But I think resiliency is a skill which is required.
Yeah. So Gen Z should learn the concepts of teamwork and resiliency.
Definitely. And यार मुझे ऐसा लगता है Gen Z is definitely good team players. Okay, and resiliency से भी मुझे उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम होते हुए दिखती नहीं है. Okay, it's just that they want to challenge the things which are not right. Okay, ये शायद पहले नहीं होता था. हम लोग थोड़ा चीज़ों को एक्सेप्ट कर लेते थे इजीली टाइप ऑफ. नाउ दे
हमारा
आर
टॉलरेंस लेवल थोड़ा ज़्यादा था.
थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा था, और वो भी मे बी हमारी अपब्रिंगिंग के अंदर था. मे बी things changes with the time, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Okay, so tell me this, Jitender, if a high performer in your team wants to quit for a better opportunity, what would you do?
see, देखो, अगर मेरे यहाँ पे कोई हाई परफॉर्मर है ना, so I'll ensure that if you have a high performer, he will definitely looking for a couple of things. Okay, and two major things I generally believe. One is that he's getting acknowledged and he's getting challenged. Okay, if you able to give him these two things, okay, then I don't think that your high performers are leaving. Okay, they will not leave. Okay, and third thing, which is also equally important, is that they are getting acknowledged from a financial perspective as well. That is equally important. Okay, now when still that they find better challenge, still they find better opportunity from 360-degree perspective, then yes, we should let them go. There is no harm. I take this like this actually. So when you are a leader and your high performers are leaving, that means your branches are growing in a different direction. And definitely that particular person is going to outperform somewhere else as well, and he's going to grow there. So you should think like that you are growing as a tree, and then your colleagues are growing as well. And that is the right attitude for any leader actually. So they should.
Are promotions political in nature?
So I know maybe see, I cannot give a direct answer to this. Okay, sometime yes. Okay, but it depends on the organization to organization. Okay, it completely depends on that. If an organization is strong, okay, they are mature, then no. Okay, it's not that it's only political driven. Promotions, what I have seen is definitely primarily around performances and how you communicating with your leadership about your work plays a major role. Okay, politics are there, definitely. You cannot avoid the corporate politics.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's definitely there, but it's up to you that how much you want to get involved into this. My way of looking at politics is avoid as max as you can do. And if you put a shield there that I'm completely not interested into this, people will slowly start detaching with you on that perspective.
Absolutely.
And that is the right way of doing it. When people know that you don't want to talk about it, okay, so people will stop talking to you about it. And again, that there is very strong belief I have about it is that I believe in this nature. Okay, so my thought about this nature is that it's a source of energy. Whatever you say, do, speak goes into this nature. Anything positive will get absorbed by people, by nature itself. Anything negative will bounce back. Okay, And if you look at the corporate politics, that's like you're talking about someone on his back. That is the only thing, politics, correct? Majorly, that will definitely gonna bounce back. It's gonna reach to that person or that ecosystem, and it's going to impact negatively to you as well. So try to avoid as max as you can do. Okay, tell people that you're not interested. It's absolutely fine. And when you reach at that stage, your performance, the way you communicate, the way you are informing your superior about your work, the impact you are making, that will help you to get promoted.
So, making work visible along with becoming a pro at handling politics.
Yes, and one more thing. This is what I've learned from one of my manager actually. तो उसने बोला कि जब तक infant didn't ask or didn't cry, mother will not feed. Okay, very good statement she made to me during my performance review with her. Okay, and she said, if you need anything, you need to ask for it, Jitender, regardless whatever your performance is. Whatever you are doing is absolutely fine. But if you need something, then you have to ask for it. And if you need promotion, go and ask your manager about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in the performance rating system?
I'm not a fan of it. Definitely, I'm not a fan of it. And there are lots of companies who try to get rid of performance rating. But actually, in a larger organization, you can't completely get out of it. You need to evaluate your people on certain parameters. And once you start evaluating someone on certain parameters, there will be some numbers will be generated. And when you generate some numbers, that means you are rating them on certain criteria. Okay. Now we have this 9-box rating system, generally widely used. End of the day, we are evaluating our people on basis of certain criteria, and I think it's important as well, because when you have thousands of resources, you need to evaluate them on certain parameters. Otherwise, your high performers, how will you identify the high performer? Situation can be different, the projects must be different, and all that stuff. But still, there are certain parameters where you need to evaluate, and that can be attitude, your critical thinking, problem-solving attitude, the way you are communicating of words. All that stuff are important, and you should be evaluated on that.
Absolutely. Do you think workplaces today are sexy enough for Gen Z?
So no, I don't think so right now. Okay, and we need to make changes in our workplaces.
Yeah.
Okay, because Gen Z comes with a different mindset, a different energy, which maybe our current corporate or current ecosystem is not ready for it. Okay, but I'm seeing the changes. I'm seeing lots of momentum around it. People started understanding what Gen Z expecting from the corporates. Actually, what they need is that they want someone to hear them out. They have a perspective.
Yes.
And someone, if hear them properly, understand what they want to say, and if they are being valued in the corporate or in the workplace, yes, this is a good space for them. Okay, if they are not valued, if they're not making impact, I think Gen Z will not take time and move on. That's what I believe. But yeah, lots of changes has happened, and there are continuous changes. It will take some time for people like us to understand the Gen Z. Okay, but I personally believe the kind of people are coming into the corporate now. They're very great. Actually, they are very aware.
Yes.
Okay, about
And quite knowledgeable.
Very
because
knowledgeable.
They do their
Yeah.
homework before they
do
join
their
any
homework.
role.
They invest themselves. Okay, but the important thing is they need flexibility. Okay, they want their own freedom. They cannot be bounded right now. Okay, maybe with more responsibility, with time, they might change. They will just stabilize, slow down a little bit, but that happens with everyone. Okay, I'll also talk about there are lots of conversation around Gen Z resigning from the companies on the spot and all that. I personally believe this is not new. This happened when I started my career. And my first 4 years, I changed 4 or 5 organizations. Okay, we used to go in the market at the time. Whatever skills I was carrying, I remember in a single day I got 3 offer letter from 3 large multinational companies, because the skill I was carrying at that time was in demand. Okay, and I changed company every year. I was joining in July, I was resigning in May, I was joining again in June and July. 1 month notice. Okay, I don't find it bad, and but yes, you should hop on to few companies. explore something, and then finally you'll find your space, that this is where I'm going to invest my time. And I think that's exactly what Gen Z is doing, and they're not wrong in doing whatever they're doing right now. I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I have a similar career story. I have changed jobs almost every year, and that I call it my growth
Yeah,
trajectory.
that's correct.
And whenever a resume of a Gen Z comes in, I feel very impressed when they follow their passion and they really want, they really know what they want.
और बहुत ज़्यादा लंबा नहीं चलना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं कि वो
हाँ,
लगातार चलता ही जा रहा है, बट येस कि आफ्टर अ सर्टन टाइम दे शुड ऑल्सो स्टेबलाइज. बट वट दे आर ट्राइंग टू डू, दे ट्राइंग टू फाइंड देयर स्पेस कि मैं कहाँ पे फिट हो रहा हूँ. करेक्ट. अगर वो कहीं पे फिट नहीं हो रहे तो ठीक है, लेट देम गो, लेट देम डू समथिंग एल्स, बट दे नीड टू बी प्रोडक्टिव, एंड दे विल बी ओनली प्रोडक्टिव वंस दे फाइंड देयर प्लेस एक्चुअली.
so, in the same context, what are the capabilities of Gen Z which we can leverage for the overall growth of the organization?
सी देखो, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट मुझे लगता है कि दे ब्रिंग अ सर्टन काइंड ऑफ एनर्जी. Okay, they are very excited. Okay, when you hire GTs these days, you get college pass outs, and when you give them a certain project, they'll do with lots of zeal and excitement. Okay, I think that's the most important thing we should leverage. Okay, second is their creativity. They are very creative. Okay, because as I said, they are fully aware on the multiple things, so they're very creative. So that creativity is the second most important skills we should leverage. And end of the day, as a good leader, you need to, it's your responsibility to mold them the way you want to mold them. Okay, it's not easy now. पहले आसान होता था, but I know कि as I said, they have their own perspective, so they will not get molded easily. But अगर वो आपसे align हो रहे हैं, then they will get molded as well. Okay, and you can take better out of them, and they will also find कि मुझे ये path पे चलना है, this looks like a good path for me, and they should believe in the individual, they should believe in their leader. If they do that, then they'll become it.
Yeah. So at our time, we were blessed enough with good mentors. So in your journey, what do you think Gen Z should take inspiration from to find good mentors?
See, in my experience, I always been lucky. I would say that I always found good people around me, and I give that credit to all of my managers in last 22 years. I've always been lucky in that space. And during that journey, actually, I found a very good mentor as well. For last maybe 12 to 15 years now, I'm associated with him. And it's a great experience to have him as a mentor in my life, actually.
How Gen Z should look at mentorship?
Yeah, so I think mentorship is, there are two ways to have it. Okay, one is that sometime it happened accidentally. Okay, when I say accidentally, you all of a sudden meet someone and you realize that कि यार ये सही है, मेरे को ऐसा कुछ करना है लाइफ के अंदर. And if you're finding something like that, just go and ask him कि यार मुझे आपके जैसा कुछ करना है. आई वॉन्ट यू टू स्पेंड सम टाइम विद मी एज अ मेंटर, एंड आई कैन गारंटी दैट 90-95% पीपल विल से येस टू इट. ओके, और हम लोग इंडियन हैं, हम तो वैसे भी तैयार हैं हेल्प करने के लिए, है ना. सो वो हमारी नेचर के अंदर ही है. सो पीपल शुड आस्क फॉर अ मेंटरशिप एंड पीपल विल से येस. दे शुड डू दैट. अगर ऐसा नहीं मिल रहा है उनको कोई, then they should go intentional search.
Okay.
When they go intentional search, they will find someone. Ask people around you, ask your professors, ask your seniors that I'm looking for a mentorship. एक और aspect भी है इस चीज़ का, which remove the human part of it, but in these days you can also talk to generative AI models as well, and ask them that these are the things I want to do. Okay, at the initial stage, ask for a basic guidance from the large language model as well. Even you can ask any LLM to do a research for you that what kind of mentorship you should look for, and I think it should be able to do that.
Maybe in terms of guiding the skill set, they should look into a mentor.
Soft skill and hard skill both. Okay. And then the second thing is, even I think they can also find certain people in that category. So in my time, there was another thing I would like to bring here, that people, I'm not sure if they still want to do that or not. I realized that books are very, very good mentor. Okay, and it's very easy to get recommendation from any large language model on basis of your interest and all, but books also will provide you a good mentorship.
Absolutely.
Okay, and if you can't read the book, at least listen them, hear them, whatever. Okay.
So, Jitendra, we want to know everything about you. Where are you basically from? Where did you do your schooling, your college, and how did you make this big in the corporates?
Okay, I'm really not sure if I made that big, but yeah, I'm from remotest part of Rajasthan. There's a place called Shri Ganganagar in Rajasthan that's on the border of Pakistan actually, around 15-17 kilometer. Okay, so my parents retired from government job. My father retired as an engineer, civil engineer, and my mom retired as a teacher. Okay, she was double MA, and actually, uh, she was the reason we focused on studies. Obviously, once you have teacher at your home, so you need to study.
Yes.
But the one thing both ensured that we stay focused on our education, and I was a biology student actually at start, but I couldn't clear my medical exams. So then I changed. So I've been suggested to do maths exam. I did that. At that time, there were options to do all that stuff, and then I started doing certifications in DOEC. There used to be OAB level at the time. Okay, those are very solid technical certificates around uh, IT and all. Okay, so I started with that, and during that journey, I realized that that's the area where I can make my career, and I did my education from Punjab Technical University. That's a technical university in that space. And then we, as a friend, three of us moved to Delhi. Okay, and I still remember the date. It was 25th December 2003. Okay, when we came to Delhi, and we came with a plan to stay at Shishganj Gurdwara. We thought that we're gonna stay there because हमारे पास कोई space नहीं था रहने के लिए. But fortunately, one of our friend got a connect somewhere, and there were four boys were living in that flat, and we three got adjusted in the same flat. So from चार से एकदम से सात हो गए. That's where the journey started. That flat was in Rohini. Okay. We are still friends. So out of three of us, we two are still together. One of us moved to UK. And I still remember at the time there was no metro and all that stuff. Okay, so from Rohini, this Mohan Cooperative Society, we used to come for the interviews. यहाँ पे बहुत IT companies हुआ करती थी उस time पे. So, but then I think for me, no, friends helped me a lot actually. Okay, I was into a particular technology, but when I came to Delhi, some of my school friends were here and they helped me to get a job. Actually, before helping me to get a job, they helped me to prepare for it, and they were in job. Okay, they were earning. So I used to go to their flat in the evening. They will help me to prepare for the interviews and all that. They will help me for वहीं खा रहे हैं वहीं रह रहे हैं सब कुछ type of. So they managed it completely. Okay, and that's where I learned that why this is important in your life, that you can't grow individually. You always need a ecosystem, and once you grow, then you should always help someone else to grow. Okay, so I started my job in 2004 as a Oracle database administrator, and then slowly I moved into the different technologies, and then the tech lead profile. I've been lucky to get a managerial role in early stage of my life. I was in UK. That's when my tech lead resigned. Okay, I went there as a transition के लिए मैं कहीं पे गया हुआ था, and my manager resigned in UK itself. Okay. Then our AVP asked me, Jitender, can you lead the team for a few months till the time we hire someone? So that was an opportunity. I just said yes for it, and since then I moved into those kind of roles actually. Amazing. Okay. So those 3 months become 1 year, and then since then I never looked back actually. So that's how my journey was. One thing I would like to add here कि हाथ पकड़ना बहुत ज़रूरी है इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर. आई एम श्योर इट्स गुड फॉर एवरी इंडस्ट्री, बट स्पेशली इफ़ यू आर इन IT इंडस्ट्री, आप अकेले डेफिनेटली ग्रो नहीं कर सकते हो. यू नीड टू हैव अ सॉलिड इकोसिस्टम. You should help others, and as I said, I believe in this nature that help will come back and help you someday. Okay, that's about it.
Wow, amazing. So Okay, that's a great and inspiring story. I was so consumed in it, and actually, I also come from the same background. My father was a civil engineer, and my mother being a teacher. So I
So you
have
know the
been
pain of
raised
it.
absolutely same ecosystem and same value system I've been brought up in. Okay, so I'm very interested in knowing, what are the three books that changed your life?
Oh, that's interesting. Actually, see, I read books. Okay, actually, I try reading books. और जब भी बुक फेयर लगता है जाके 5-7 बुक्स मैं लेके आता हूँ. अब कितनी पढ़ पाते हैं वो दैट्स डिफरेंट स्टोरी. बट एट स्टार्ट ऑफ एवरी ईयर वी डिसाइड कि हम इतनी बुक पढ़ेंगे. For me, the first book I read was The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Okay,
Amazing.
I strongly believe in that philosophy. Okay, manifestation, thinking positive. I strongly believe in that. That was the first book. Okay, the second book I would say is Atomic Habit. I still read Atomic Habit. जब भी मौका मिलता है,
It's a very practical
it's
book.
very practical book. I read the book at least 3-4 times already, but I keep on reading that. And then but Atomic Habit I read very late in my life actually. The second book I will say that Power of Subconscious Mind.
Wow.
Yeah, see,
Total fan of that book.
everyone knows about these books, but
The
बहुत
ability
सब
to implement.
यस करेक्ट. हमारे घरों में पढ़ी भी होंगी बट हम लोग पढ़ नहीं पाते हैं बुक्स को. सी लाइक देयर इज दिस बुक कॉल्ड साइकोलॉजी ऑफ मनी.
Yes.
आई हैव दैट बुक विद मी फॉर लास्ट 15 ईयर्स. बट मैंने पिछले साल पढ़ी है वो. 15 साल से मेरे पास वो बुक थी जब से भी मतलब. बट मैं
Publish
पढ़
हुई
नहीं
है.
पाया. यस. तो अब मैंने लास्ट ईयर उसको पढ़ा है. देन मुझे समझ में आया कि कैसे चीज़ें डिफरेंट होती हैं एंड ऑल
Yes.
दैट स्टफ. But the three books I will say The Secret, The Power of Subconscious Mind, and The Atomic Habit. And for Gen Z, when we were talking about this, if they want to start reading books, they should start with Atomic Habits. Okay, if they are starting with Atomic Habits, they will start reading books. वो एक चीज़ बहुत impactful है. And then slowly, obviously, they can reach to other books and all that. But Atomic Habit is something which they should start with.
Yeah, yeah. So to be able to read a book, you need a longer attention span, right? So the problem that we are seeing with Gen Z, and that's really happening because of platforms like Instagram and Facebook, where there are 30 seconds or 90-second reels, and it's really reducing the attention span of Gen Z.
So why we blaming Gen Z for it actually? So if you look at my attention span or your attention span, I'm sure we also don't have the kind of attention we was putting in couple of years back and in comparison to that. So let's not blame Gen Z for it. They are the victim of what the ecosystem, the environment, what we created for them. Okay, and we are responsible equally for it. Okay, so but that's a guidance actually for me as well, for you as well, for everyone, for Gen Z specifically, that they need to keep their phone aside.
Yes.
Okay, and they need to start reading books. डेफिनेटली एक फिजिकल बुक का अभी भी एक अलग ही महत्व है, अलग इंपॉर्टेंस है. ओके, कीप योर डिजिटल डिवाइसेस असाइड. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी दीज डेज. मैं खुद भी नहीं पढ़ पाता हूँ, बट I think we imbibed that in our daughter as a family, and my daughter will have more than 150-200 books in her room now. And अगर उसको ब्रेक चाहिए अपनी पढ़ाई के अंदर से तो she will read books.
Amazing.
Okay, so she will force us as parents to read books than we asking her to read books actually. So I think we as parents are also responsible for that, to bring that ecosystem for them actually. So let's not blame Gen Z for everything.
It's more about the technical impact of the social media
Yeah,
that Gen Z is, taking the burn.
correct.
So it's on everyone.
It's on everyone.
I
It's on
100%
everyone.
agree, because if we talk about the attention span in our generation, it used to be 40 minutes. That's why our classes
Yeah.
were designed like that, maybe a 30-minute or a 40-minute class in the school days. But now, is there a problem in your life that you would pay to solve for?
No, I will not say that that I have any problem where I need to pay to solve it. But if you want to give me money to do something in my life, is it's a difficult answer.
Yeah.
Okay, but I will say that I would like to spend more time with my mentor. Okay, and my mentor is not based out of India actually. He's based out of in a different country. So I would definitely like to spend more time with him. and second is that I would like to buy more time in my life to spend with my friends and family as well. Okay, that's the one thing which is kind of lacking right now in everyone's life, and especially in my life, that there are too many things we are engaged with, that we unable to give time to our family, friends, and the things which are more valuable and important in our life. So अगर आप दे रहे हो पैसा तो I can manage those kind of things. Maybe एक दो assistant रख के अपनी चीज़ों को कम कराया जा सके, and then I'll focus on the things what I want to do.
Amazing, amazing. Okay. So, apart from work, what do you do over the weekends?
See, I'm building few things actually. When I say I'm building few things, I'm working as a maybe I would say that advisor to few startups, young startups, college pass outs.
Very nice.
जिन लोगों को कुछ बनाना है तो थोड़ा बहुत उनको मैं गाइड या मेंटोर कर रहा हूँ these days. और बहुत बार तो ऐसा होता है कि वीक की कुछ कॉल्स होती हैं जिनको आप वीकेंड पे फिनिश कर रहे हो, तो स्पेशली एंड आई रियलाइज दैट मेंटरशिप का एक काम बहुत ज़्यादा कर रहा हूँ मैं आजकल, बिकॉज देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल आर कंफ्यूज, करेक्ट, एंड ऑब्वियसली कहीं ना कहीं से कोई ना कोई कॉल इस तरह का वीक में आता ही है जहाँ पे उनको ये समझना है कि व्हाट शुड दे डू नेक्स्ट. बिकॉज आई एम इन इंडस्ट्री फॉर 22 साल अब हो गए हैं, तो ऐसे लग रहा है कब से मैं जॉब कर रहा हूँ. सो सिंस देन यू लेड मल्टीपल टीम्स, यू वर्क विद डिफरेंट पीपल. Yeah, there are some of your subordinates who reached at a stage where they need guidance how to shift their career. Yeah, so that's where most of my time goes over the weekend. A part of that, obviously, I try spending time with my daughter, my wife, obviously, but they she herself is so busy right now into her education. So, and my wife is fully invested herself with her in her board exam. So I try spending time in so I picked up badminton a couple of years back, so I play badminton over the weekend, and try to go gym. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's something I do.
So, talking about your gym habit, what do you do to keep yourself fit apart from gym? Do you play sports as well?
Yeah, I play badminton. I play badminton almost every day. नहीं तो कम से कम 3 से 4 दिन per week I play badminton. There is that's a okay. So I used to be very healthy.
Okay.
Very healthy. I will say I was 120 kg at one particular time in my life. And तो वहाँ से यहाँ तक आने के अंदर ये sports and gym and dieting habits का काफ़ी impact रहा है. Okay, and obviously a support from the family was very important, because without support from your partner, you really can't do these kind of things. You need push to go for a fitness activity, and that comes from your partner only. And once she pushes you for it ki jao karke aao types of, and that's the kind of culture we have at our home, and I get good support from my family, from everything.
So clearly, your wife has supported you in your fitness journey.
Yes, definitely.
How have you supported your wife in her career?
यार मैं एक बात बताऊं आपको, आई डोंट थिंक दैट कि वाइफ लोगों को हस्बैंड लोगों की ज़्यादा सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत होती है.
Okay.
आई थिंक इट्स मोर मैन हु नीड वुमेन सपोर्ट इन देयर लाइफ. वुमेन डजंट नीड सपोर्ट इन देयर लाइफ एक्चुअली. द ओनली थिंग यू कैन गिव देम इज रिस्पेक्ट. दैट इज प्रैक्टिकली इनफ फॉर देम. मुझे ऐसा लगता है. ओके, they are fully capable enough. People, especially men, need emotional support, respect. उनको चाय चाहिए, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए. I don't think women need all those kind of stuff. आप एक अच्छी respect अगर उनको मिल रही है, they're fully capable to manage themselves, structure their career, manage their houses, manage their kids. They can do anything and everything. I strongly believe in that. They don't need support from us.
So behind every successful woman is herself?
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, men के पीछे women वाला concept ठीक है, but women के पीछे men वाला concept ठीक नहीं है.
Okay, all right. Okay, and you have a daughter at home, right? So what does your daughter want to become?
She's attempting her 10th board right now. Okay, and like 3 or 4 years back, she already decided that she would go with maths and physics actually. And she want to go into aeronautical space. She already decided all that stuff. As I said, that kids these days are fully aware of what they want to achieve in their life. And कुछ तो ऐसा है aeronautics के अंदर जहाँ पे उसको लोगों को स्पेस में भेजना है और ख़ुद को स्पेस में नहीं जाना है. शी वांट टू मैनेज इट फ्रॉम ग्राउंड काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. आई एम रियली नॉट श्योर व्हाट काइंड ऑफ जॉब और प्रोफाइल इज़ दैट. But me and my friend generally coach and guide her that two things practically. Think about building something, just don't think about doing a job. That is the one thing we're trying to imbibe in her. Second thing is that पढ़ाई करो जब तक कर सकते हो. डोंट रश फॉर कि मुझे जॉब करना है, अपना पढ़ाई फिनिश करके और मेरे को जॉब स्टार्ट करना है या कुछ पैसा कमाना स्टार्ट करना है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जितना ज़्यादा पढ़ सकते हैं लाइफ के अंदर, एक्सपीरियंस ले सकते हैं. देयर आर टू स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स बिहाइंड इट. फ्यू पीपल थिंक दैट वंस यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग देन यू स्टार्ट गेनिंग एक्सपीरियंस, या बट वंस you move into any profession, you really can't go for a good, you can't really spend much time on education from that perspective. So I want her to study, okay, just enjoy her life, okay, and I'm sure there will be opportunity, time will come and she will do whatever she want to do in her life. But पढ़ाई कर ले अच्छे से, वो that is the most important thing right now.
Absolutely amazing. So you are the pillar for two great women at home.
I am really not sure about it if they believe in that way.
Jitendra, is corporate friendship a reality or a myth?
Okay, in my case, it's reality. Okay, it's very rare to find corporate friends actually. Okay, it's very rare. But if you can achieve that, if you can really make some good corporate friends, your life will be easier. Okay, and your success will be different. Okay, I always been lucky in that space. I made some good corporate friends. I started few relationship 20 years back and I'm still in connect with those people. I still remember my first or second managers are still friends with me. Okay, I met him after like 18 years. We did reunion and all that stuff. So what I'm saying is that corporate friendship is not a myth. Okay, it's difficult to find. Okay, it's reality. And it's very important. I have few very close people from my corporate relationship perspective. Okay, I would say one or two which are who are very near to me right now, and more than a family. And that's where we can say that those are family. From a team to a family conversion is this space actually. Okay, because once you're part of the same team, you're not family. But once you come out of that team, maybe you can become that close to each other when they enter into your inner circle. We call it 3 circle criteria. You know that there are few people who are very inner to you. So in my life, we have few corporate friends who are part of that inner circle, especially 2 people in my life who are helping me every single day. From this podcast perspective, I was really not sure if I should do this podcast or not. Then I took guidance from my corporate friends actually, and they told me yes, I should definitely do and all that stuff. So that's very important relationship according to me. Yeah,
Absolutely. I think Gen Z should take a lot of
yeah,
inspiration from this
definitely.
journey,
Yeah,
and they should build a strong ecosystem of corporate friends around them.
and I also think that we should always look for the friends. But ऐसा होता है कि आप लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा दोस्त नहीं रख सकते हो. There are certain corporate relationships, yeah, but there are few which become who become friend to you. Okay, but always look for friends, and if you try for it, you'll find it actually. Positive रहो, सोचो उसके बारे में, and you'll find someone who will help you out. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So, data says that in India, there's an uprise in the workplace love affairs. So, do you think people are too ambitious, bored, or they are really falling in love?
सी ये क्वेश्चन ना बहुत ही कॉमन है. ओके, लोग बहुत पूछते हैं इसके बारे में. और मतलब खास करके when you see that there are young kids coming up, or there are people who are new to the industry or new to the corporate, they try to be ambitious about it, and all this is there on the YouTube actually. Okay, people talk about it, but मेरे को 22 साल हो गए हैं इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर. मैंने आज तक नहीं देखा है. कैन यू बिलीव इट? मतलब मेरे साथ ऐसा मुझे दिखा भी नहीं कभी ऐसा. And I'll bring you back again to the corporate politics, what we discussed, correct? It's up to you that what you want to attract in your life. Okay? See, all of these things are connected with each other. This thing again take you back to the books The Secret. The Secret clearly talks about कि आप attract क्या करना चाहते हो अपनी life के अंदर, correct? And then I'll again bring the power of subconscious mind. ये सब चीज़ें आपस में connected है. ये मेरे beliefs हैं, okay? And this belief started from The Secret and the power of subconscious mind, and then this nature thing. आप जो attract करना चाहते हो, आपको वो मिलेगा. It's as simple as that, okay? But there is nothing bad about it. If there are two people who are qualified, who are educated, mature enough, okay, they can definitely mature their relationship. Yeah, but there are certain guidelines, and every company have some policies around it. They should follow all that stuff. Yeah, and then if someone is in a job, he's mature enough, he or she is mature enough to take a decision for their personal life. They can do it. Yeah, but I haven't experienced it in my life, my career actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So India is quite becoming progressive about workplace relationships.
यार हम लोग हमेशा से प्रोग्रेसिव थे, ऐसा नहीं है कि हम अभी प्रोग्रेसिव हुए. एज आई सेड कि मेरी जब हमने करियर स्टार्ट किया, आई वाज विद वोडाफोन. एट द टाइम इट वाज हच. सो माय बॉस वाज अ फीमेल, ओके, एंड आई रिमेंबर asking her for a hike because I was getting married. And मुझे आज भी याद है, मेरी बॉस, मेरी मैम उस टाइम पे, she just smiled on me and उन्होंने बोला तू सही बोल रहा है, तेरा हाइक बनता है कि तेरे खर्चे बढ़ने वाले हैं. सो she gave me hike for that, okay. तो मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि हम अभी उस तरह की डाइवर्सिटी वाले सिस्टम में गए हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. ये हमेशा से था, करेक्ट. हम हमेशा से प्रोग्रेसिव थे. हमारी जो कंप्लीट टीम थी, वी वर रिपोर्टिंग टू मैम, एंड इट वाज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप देयर. सो आई डोंट थिंक कि हम अब प्रोग्रेसिव हुए हैं. वी वर ऑलवेज प्रोग्रेसिव यार.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Jitendra. It was wonderful having you on
Sure.
Leaders
Thank you so
Unscripted
much.
today.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me
so
here.
much for sharing candid insights with us, and hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I
No,
did.
definitely. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much, Divya. Thank you.
Thank you.